What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the next episode. I thought today would be a little bit fun. I went on YouTube and I went on Instagram and I asked you guys if you had any questions about pretty much anything about me, from background to strongman, future plans, diet, training, anything that you guys had questions on. I'm an open book, so without further ado, let's get into some of your questions. What is your squat PR? I have squatted 890 pounds. What is your next big goal for 2023? To win the Shaw Classic / Strongest Man on Earth. Would you rather sumo wrestle Brian Shaw, Eddie Hall, or Mitchell Hooper? It doesn't matter, I'll kick the shit out of all three of them. Any plans for a video about your Jurassic Park collection? If that's something that you guys would be interested in, I'm more than happy to do a video on that. I think that'd be fun. How big are your biceps? The last time that I measured, they were 22 inches. So I have to have gotten bigger by then. I mean, I'm going up in body weight. I mean, that is a pretty beautiful arm, I'm not gonna lie. See that? It's the real American dream right there. Love your intensity, but I can't help to think every time you smash your head before a heavy lift, isn't that the reason you retired from WWE? To not risk another brain injury. Best of luck at the Shaw Classic. That is true. I suffered a brain hemorrhage, and it was the reason that I am no longer in the WWE, being a professional wrestler. It is something that I've experimented with through trial and error. I found that I have significantly more issues if I take any blow to the back of the head, which is how I originally got my injury, but to the front of my head, it doesn't rattle my brain nearly as much, and it helps me get into that mindset of I need to go and attack this lift with everything that I have. So it's, I guess, a niche or a tick that works for me. What are your hobbies or guilty pleasures? How T-Rex spends his evening when it's a rainy weekend? Well, I do like guns. I'm a big gun guy, so one of my hobbies is I like to go to the range. I like to shoot at targets. It's a very good stress reliever for me. It just helps me take my mind off of things. I am also a big movie guy. I'm very, very, very into movies. I'm one of those guys that will go to the movie theaters by myself, no shame. Big fan of horror and action. Can't go wrong with comedy. Yeah, I'm pretty much just always on the couch, just doing everything I can to kind of sit as still as possible and let my body recover from the intense training that I'm putting it through. I just like to kick my feet up, relax, and watch a good movie. What's one important thing you have learned while pursuing your dream? There are going to be so many people that try to stop you and make it more difficult for you. People will always come along and tell you things like it's not realistic. They will tell you things to dissuade you from pursuing your goal. And one thing that I've learned is that you can't listen to anybody. You really, really can't. Unless somebody is supporting you wholeheartedly, just because for the simple fact that they want to see you succeed, you should not listen to anything that person has to say. I have been told so many times that pro wrestling was a waste of time, that it wasn't realistic, that I'll never be world's strongest man, I don't have what it takes to win, and I'll never beat this guy or that guy or that guy. You need to be able to shut out the haters, because there's always going to be somebody to try to bring you down. What are your favorite bands to listen to while working out? I am a huge fan of Slaughter to Prevail. They are a deathcore band from Russia. I've gone to see them live numerous times. Very heavy, very aggressive, very in-your-face music. That's the type of stuff that I like to listen to. Obviously, the gym classics are Slipknot, Godsmack, bands along that line. Do you do personal training? I'm at least visiting Nashville in the next couple of weeks to see if moving there permanently is an option. I do offer in-person personal training. It's my preferred way. I have online clients. I'm an online coach, and I also do in-person stuff. So if you want to stop in for a workout, you let me know, send me a message. We can coordinate that, and then I can meet you at Southside and I'll put you through one of my workouts. Who is the most feared strongman? The guy no one wants to mess with, physically imposing and alpha. Alpha-wise, there are guys that just carry an aura with them due to the amount of time they spent in the sport, all of that they've accomplished. Brian Shaw is a perfect example of this. He's definitely like when Eddie Hall said it best in one of the Strongman documentaries, if you're sitting at a table eating with a big group of guys and Brian's there, you just kind of feel almost like Brian is the alpha at the table, and that's true just because he's been there, done it, seen it. He's a living, breathing legend. And yeah, as far as nobody wants to mess with, that's me. I mean, I've got a mouth on me and I like to banter and all of that, but people know not to fuck with me. Would you rather fight a chicken every time you enter a car or a monkey once a year? I'm gonna say monkey once a year because it's more impressive of a victory and I only have to do it once. Okay, Rex, you are a monster. My question is, when will you win Worlds? 2024. That's when. I like strongman and I like to lift heavy, but for health purposes, do you think it's smarter to incorporate more cardio or continue lifting the way that you do? Well, first of all, I see this issue with a lot of aspiring strongmen, especially in the heavyweight category. One thing that you need to understand about strongman is that it's a way to test you physically in every single aspect, not just your static strength. So I see a lot of guys focusing on their deadlift and their overhead pressing, and their moving events are severely lackluster. They can't bounce back from doing a moving event in time, getting ready for the next event, and they're slow. Not to mention, taking care of your cardio is taking care of your heart, and that's something that you really need to concentrate on and take very seriously, being a bigger person. You really need to focus on being well-rounded. Nobody remembers the guy who was only good at one or two things, but you will always remember the guy who's good at everything. Have you ever been to Montana? We have the Dino Trails, some scenes from Jurassic Park movies shot there, plus University of Bozeman is where the real Dr. Grant, Jack Horner, has set it up. Come visit sometime. I would absolutely love to. That's actually been something on my, I guess you could say, bucket list, is to meet Jack Horner. He was a big inspiration for the character in my favorite movie, Jurassic Park, Dr. Grant. Yeah, I would love to come out there sometime, especially to go see the Hell Creek Formation dig site. I would love it. I would love that very much. Evan, how do you battle your demons and keep it at bay day by day? That's why I started lifting weights. To give you the short answer response to that, I was a very angry child and I didn't have a lot of outlets for that anger, which is the reason why I found amateur wrestling in the first place. It was a very good outlet for me. And then after amateur wrestling was done, I found the gym, and it sounds cliche, but the gym has always been therapy for me. It's always been a way for me to kind of burn off all my anger, my angst and anxiety and everything that comes with being an angry person by nature. So I would say the gym has always been something that just helps me keep my demons at bay, I guess you could say. Not to mention realizing that I have a lot of self-confidence. You ever met me, I'm the fucking shit. What is your essential post-training competition recovery routine? For training, I go home, I eat, I shower, and then I pretty much just do everything I can to recover, whether that be the massage gun, mobility work, stretching, ice bath, cryo chamber, sauna, red light therapy, a deep tissue massage and cupping if it's available. And post-competition, I would say the first thing I want to do is shower after a long day of competing. The first and only thing on your mind is I am gross and disgusting and I really, really want to shower. And then after that, it's just to get as many calories in as possible and then go to bed early. I'm not somebody who likes to stay up super, super late, so I'll shower. I'll probably have something high calorie like a pizza or something like that, and then I'll call it a night. What are your thoughts on the Eddie versus Thor deadlift world record? Eddie has the world record, in my opinion. I know that's apparently a hot take, but Eddie did his in competition. That's the first, the last, and the only argument that you need to make for that conversation is Eddie did his in competition. Like, I have all the respect in the world for Thor for being able to deadlift 501 kilos. Like, I can't really picture or imagine that kind of immense weight, but at the same time, it was kind of done at his own leisure in his own gym with his own settings. Whereas in competition, there's somebody with a headset talking to 5 other people that tells you to stand by get ready, and then you need to be ready to go out there and deadlift at a moment's notice. It's a different atmosphere, it really is. So for that reason, I give it to Eddie. What are your tips for Atlas Stone on shoulder event? You need more hip drive. The more you hip drive, the more momentum you're gonna get rolling up your torso, and that explosiveness really comes in handy, especially on those later reps when you're really starting to get fried and your muscles start to give out on you. It's just something, that explosiveness from the pocket, from the hips, is what helps you roll it up your body. That momentum is crucial. How old are you? I'm 30. Do you drink? I do not drink. I always appreciate it when I'm out and about, or I'm at a fitness expo or something like that, and a fan comes up to me and offers to buy me a drink. I really do appreciate the gesture, and I take it to heart, but drinking alcohol is a personal choice that I make, and I choose not to. Will you get a big T-Rex tattoo on your back? I think it would look fire. I'm actually speaking to an artist right now, and he's drawing me up something, the next tattoo that I get. World's Strongest Nation this year, that's my last competition for the 2023 season. I'm actually going to be getting my back done. It's gonna be about 80% of my whole back, so it's gonna be fucking expensive. What is the best strongman cardio routine? Well, my favorite form of cardio is sex, but you can't do that at the gym, so at least with people watching. So I would say that mine is a form of HIIT training. I like to do 30-second full-on sprints, followed by 2 minutes of walking, intervals just like that, on and off for 30 minutes straight. That's typically what I like to do. It helps get my conditioning up, and especially mimics stuff like a loading race where I'm gonna be sprinting back and forth between each implement. Keeping that foot speed is really, really crucial and important. So that's something that I really enjoy doing. How long were you competing before you felt like your career started taking off? I would say by my second competition. Just because my first competition was North Carolina's Strongest Man 2018, and the winner of the open class was invited to compete at Giants Live North America, and I won that competition, and then I went to Giants Live. So my second competition ever was a Giants Live show or a pro international show. So I would argue that it was probably there. What weight is truly an impressive 18-inch deadlift? Anything that Alexei Novikov does, because he's got the world record in pretty much every type of elevated strongman deadlift that there is. So I would say pretty much anything that he does. Would you ever be in a horror movie? I would. I love horror movies. I find great entertainment in them. I've already done a couple of acting jobs, and it's definitely something that I would love to pursue. I think that I have a pretty natural, good knack for it, and I think I've got a good handle on it. So I've heard nothing but good things about my previous performances, so it's definitely something that I would love to pursue. All right, guys, so those were all of your questions from YouTube and Instagram. I want to thank everybody who submitted a question. I apologize if I didn't make it to your question in time. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys kind of interacting with me on this one so I can make this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and until the next time, T-Rex Kingdom, baby.